YouTube. I hope you're ready for trance music and tech house.
It's time to burn the energy. You're listening to DJ White.
Take control.
Are you ready? Here comes the final backdrop. Here we go.
Take control.
Move to the rhythm of the beat, beat. Move to the rhythm and the dance online. Move to the rhythm of the beat, beat. Move to the rhythm and the Beat.
TikTok and the rest of social medias. Make sure you look out for them.
eyes and share our happiness.
schlechten Gefühlen, verdrängen Durst, verkauf mich jetzt, verkauf die Luft und zu verletzt. Ein neues Leben wartet schon, die Tür geht auf, es kommt mich holen, doch ich bleib hier. Zurück bleib hier. Doch ich bleib hier. Zurück bleib hier. Denn die meisten Zellen habe ich nicht geweint. Es rennt mich im Bild der süßen Saft der Erde. Das Salz und Herz und macht mich wild. Ein volles Glas Gewicht zur Decke in die Sterne. Und plötzlich trifft mich dort der Blitz. Lose Fehler sind am Ende unentbehrlich. Jeder Fuck-up, jeder gottverdammte Müll. Alles Teil von deinem wohlgefunden Selbstbild. Perfektion existiert nicht, nein.
What's up, guys? Final backdrop in a minute.
you for a lifetime. You're my favorite movie. 1,000 endings. You mean everything today. I never know what's coming. Forever fascinating. Hope you think so hard. So take it I'm watching forever.
They looking at me, no I see. Crap top, Marcy, black Nike. She feisty, wanna fight me? I got LSD in the 90s. They looking at me, no I see. Crap top, Marcy, black Nike. She feisty, wanna fight me? I got LSD in the 90s. They looking at me, no I see. Crap top, Marcy, black Nike. She feisty, wanna fight me?
When I'm not just near a guy, struggling to break away.
Ain't I really feelin'? East Coast feelin', West Coast feelin', say what? Dirty South, ain't I really feelin'? East Coast feelin', West Coast feelin', you can tell the dirty South, dirty, dirty. Ain't I really feelin'? East Coast feelin'.
Promise you won't wait me before you leave. Leave me in the daydream, just you and me. Sit on me forever, at least not tonight. Even when you leave me tonight. You are my desire.
Here we go, one last time now. Here we go. Literally on fire tonight.
No
no por si no me conoce. Yo no tengo tiempo que le meto, pero con todo respeto yo llego a la hora que llegue con un golpe. Tengo poder en todo, quiero lo que se moje. Quiero dinero para que los haters se enojen. Soy de esa cosa como los tigres del norte. Traigo tanta pelea que la bolsa se me rompe. A ver,
This is the last one, guys. This set tonight was totally fire and insane. Are you ready for one final backdrop, guys, of the night? One, two, three, let's go!
Neon light.
Woo! Right then, so that's it for tonight's selection. Tuesday Speaks with DJ Neon Light. I got to say that was the most insane fire set that I have ever done tonight, because not only I've had the energy vibes from each and every one of those tracks, but has made me like goosebumps, because they're really insane tracks and they're really cool. And I managed to mix, apart from tiny mistake, one incy-wincy mistake, but the rest of it though, fire, as in fire. I mean, that was totally insane. It's one of the best ones yet tonight. So as you can tell, I'm hot and bothered because of all the energy, vibes I keep getting from these tracks, and it's so awesome. These tracks are from SoundCloud mostly, and a few from YouTube. If you want to check them out for yourselves if you want to. I can't remember the channel's name, but guys, I am totally worn out and also sweating my bum off. You know, I can't swear on the video. I'll say I sweat my bum off tonight. So it was really insane, and I loved every single minute of it. Trance music is another level for me, I think. I did play a few before in the past, like Sensation by Nicky Biggie, that's a trance one, but it were a bit slow. But when it's fast like that, and it's got me really going, that means I really, really like them. So that's about it for tonight, really, for DJ Neon Light. As you heard the outro of my name, outro of my DJ logo name, jingle-wise. Before I end the video though, I want to give a big shout out to this person right now. She's recently, I think she's a new fan on TikTok, and she likes some of my videos. One of my videos has got fire lit and lots of emojis of that, and like a happy face sort of thing. And actually, that's the first time ever a TikToker has reposted my video. I'm about to name her actually, because I want to say a big thank you to her in a minute. Just a second, guys. There it is. So yeah, the comments, lots of clapping emojis, I said well done on that. Lots of these thumbs up and emojis of hearts around your face and that, and the fire emojis on one of my videos from me techno mix. And she reposted my video, and for that, thank you so much. It's showing you more support to other people. You know, getting more people to know me a lot more, and you know. But thank you for the repost, and thank you for your comment. I really appreciate that. And I'm about to give you the biggest shout out, so she's the biggest highlight of the shout out this week. So a big shout out goes to Catherine MVD. Thank you, Catherine. I really appreciate your love and your energy, your support, especially thank you for your repost. I never had that done before, repost wise, but thank you so much anyway. So thank you, Catherine MVD, for your comments and your repost. But thank you, Catherine, though. It really means so much to me. Just and as well as the other guys who commented in a good way. So thank you all so much for that. And speaking of TikTok, I have now got 11.5, which is 11,500 likes. And also still 1,200 followers. Well, 1206 now I think it is. So I still have over 1,200 followers. I'm really appreciating all your love, guys, from your TikTok. So thank you, TikTok. I love you so much. Thank you, TikTok. And I've noticed a few fans on Instagram. So thank you, Instagram. For liking my posts, some of you, but mostly on TikTok. And thank you so much, Catherine, for that comment, and thank you for reposting. So that means everything to me. Thank you so much for that. Right, there's something else to. Oh, there's one more thing. Before I end the video, guys, the outro. There is another announcement to make. I have currently worked on a brand new remix, and it sounds like a trance remix. I found some of the sound remixes from this software I used to use. And then eventually I made it to a good track. It should be out by tonight or tomorrow. The track's called Love Me by Beat Funk, as in P-H-U-K. Beat Funk on the track, Love Me track. And the bass boosted remix by me, of course. I'll finish it off by adding more samples, and then it should be out by tonight or tomorrow. You know, for Wednesday wise. The video will be out on Wednesday as well, so it might have been on by now, or I don't know. Anyway, that's all it for the what I wanted to say about the TikTok and the new remix coming off. Ooh! There's one more thing I forgot. On Friday, guys, it's my birthday. I forgot to tell you all about that. It's my birthday this week. I'll be 29 years old. I mean, wow, I'm getting old, not? Lol. But anyway, yeah, I'm turning 29 this week. So, you can wish me happy birthday if you want in the comment section. You can do, as long as they're respectful comments. You can wish me happy birthday, and yeah, that's definitely it, what I'm about to say anyway. Right then, so there's nothing else to say, and also, there's going to be some great techno this week, and great techno on Thursday, just the day before my birthday. And I found some more of the Nenobi tracks from Sweden. He's brilliant, he is. He's like Bass Hunter. He's a bit similar to Bass Hunter, and he's so good at techno, especially dance and techno music. I'll be playing his tracks on Thursday, some of them, especially I'm a little raver, I'm a little raver. I got that one playing soon. I'll be playing that one on Thursday, so right then, so without further ado, let's get the ending video started, shall we? So thanks again for watching my video. If you like this video so much, especially from this insane set tonight, please give this video a big thumbs up right there if you love it so much. And if you're new to my channel, if you haven't subscribed to me already, please hit the subscribe button. It'll be more supportive if you do so, and it'll notify you as well for the next video with the notification bell, and I'll let you guys know the next one as soon as I do the comments. And if you want to comment down below, above my description in the comment section down below, especially if you want to say happy birthday to me this week, please be respectful and no hatred comments whatsoever. If you make a hate comment against me on my 6 platforms, I'm talking about YouTube, what you're watching right now, SoundCloud, music stream platform, and the other 4 be Facebook, Instagram, TikTok and Threads. If you make one negative comment on any of those, excuse me, you'll be removed immediately off this platform, so you won't comment my future content, because bullying is not allowed on my channel. It's not allowed on my platforms. And also, guys, if you want to follow me on the other platforms, I'm on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. All my 3 links are on the screen right now. The top one, DJ Neonlight on Facebook.com. The middle one, DJ in 2012, my Instagram account. And finally at the bottom, DJ.neon.light, my TikTok account. And again, I love you guys on TikTok. I'm part of the TikTok family now, so thank you once again, TikTok, for your energy, your love and support, especially to you, Catherine MVD, for your repost and the comment, of course. I'm totally out of energy tonight, to tell you the truth. Right then, anyway, back to the outro. Yeah, so thank you, TikTok, for your love and energy, and for 1,200 still on the followers and 11.5 likes. I am absolutely thrilled with that, and thank you so much for that. Please keep them coming. And also, if you want to follow me on SoundCloud, feel free to do that right now. If you want to check out my mixtapes I've done years ago, they're right at the bottom. And if you want to check out my latest remixes and mashups, they're on my SoundCloud as well as on my YouTube channel and some on the other platforms. And also if you want to follow me on Threads, which is the 4th social media platform that's connected to Instagram and Facebook. If you want to follow me on Threads, feel free to do that right now as well. I'm on that too. So if you want to check out my latest videos, short videos, you know, the updates and bookings wise, and the FL Studio work, I forgot to do that again, but I just keep forgetting, but I'm going to remind myself FL Studio in my mind. So I will give you more update on that actually. And yeah, if you want to check out my latest content right now, they're on my Threads account as well as on these 3 platforms if you want to check them out right now. Or there's 2 other ways. If you're watching this video right now or a previous video from last time, which is from last week on Saturday for Saturday Vibes Mix. If you're already a subscriber though, you know what to do. But if you're new to my channel though, if you're a new YouTuber and a new subscriber, all you have to do is go above this video and the description about me tonight's video and my 4 links are there in the middle, and the playlist of the tracks I play tonight at the very bottom. And again, all copyrights goes to original owners, so I don't own any of their content whatsoever, but their copyrights. I always give credit to them, so I don't own any of them. And I must say, they were all lit tonight. Lit. I mean, literally on fire. I've had one from Dr. GRECO tonight. I've had a new one by, if I can find it, there he is. I play mostly by Padro 2000. So I play mostly of him tonight, and JJ and Aurenz, and yeah, there's been some really amazing tracks tonight, and it's so lit, and I couldn't stop dancing and that because it was so good. You know, very fire, as in really sick. I mean, really good way. Yeah, they were so insane tonight, and I mix really good and all to trance music now. And like I said again guys, the links are right there in the middle. It's between my description, the top, playlist at the bottom. Ooh, sorry about that. And my 4 links are right there in the middle, you can't miss them. 2, if you want to learn more about myself, my story and my autism and that, you'll see where it says videos, shorts, playlist, community, etc. You click above those, and on the right hand side you see about information, about my story, as well as my links are there as well if you want to do it that way as well. Right, the next video, and I think I've memorised it, yep, because it's the day before my birthday, which is Friday, and it's on a Good Friday as well, so the next one guys will be the 17th, which is the night before my birthday. It'll be out on my birthday anyway, so make sure you look out for it. Yeah, it'll be on the 17th for Thursday's Techno Mix. Oh, I love techno as well, so make sure you tune in for that if you're a techno lover and a techno raver. And that is all I have to say for now for the outro and the other things. I have to get going now, so DJ Neolight is signing out now. So don't miss the 17th, although it'll be on the next day, which is the 18th of April, which is on the day of my birthday. That's the day when the video arrives. So enjoy the rest of your week. Until then, I will see you guys on Thursday or Friday, because the video comes out on Friday. So I'll see you then for the Thursday's Techno Mix. You don't want to miss it, techno lovers. Peace.
Thanks for watching. DJ Light is signing out now. Stay tuned for the next video. Don't forget to subscribe my channel.